Aloha friends, it's day 28 of my journey on the kindness games, and I want to tell you a quick story. Almost 15 years ago, almost like as in to the day, in July of 2006, my dear friend, who I mentioned earlier in the kindness games, Tasha Costa, was getting married. So I flew from Hawaii to Dayton, Ohio to be in the wedding. There was a couple flying from Jacó, Costa Rica to do the same. The husband was a groomsman and I was a bridesmaid. We had the best time ever getting to know each other, all of us from all around the world in this wedding party, the funnest one I've ever been a part of to date. The wife of the husband that flew from Jacó, Costa Rica, we got to know each other and she said, "Hey Sab, why don't you think about coming to Costa Rica?" That invitation changed my life. I took a quick road trip from Dayton, Ohio to New York City with some friends. And while we were walking on one of the beaches, I said, "Hey, I think I'm going to Costa Rica." 6 months later, I said goodbye to my boyfriend at the time, who is now my husband. I think that was the first of 3 times that we broke up before we got married. And I expedited my passport because he, like he always would and does still to this day, paid attention to the details and realized that my passport was going to expire while I was there. So the night before I was supposed to leave, he looked at my passport and was like, this isn't gonna work. So I delayed my flight. I expedited the passport. I got it back in hand. I said goodbye very tearfully, and I was on my way to a new country. I was newly single, and I had no idea what to expect. Hannah welcomed me at the airport. We took a couple-hour drive from San Jose down to Jacó, where I would be living for the next 6 months. The time that I spent with Hannah in Jacó taught me about the value of learning who you are when you are completely surrounded by strangers. When you are alone and you have to learn about who you are and why you do what you do, this is where our identities are reshaped, are reimagined, are reinvented, and then we get an opportunity to step into what it is we were called to do because of who it is we are. And Hannah taught me about courage. She taught me about faithfulness, one day, one step at a time. She taught me about the power of discovery, about the freedom to not do something because everyone else expects you to do it, but to do it because this is who you are and what you were meant to do. My time with Hannah there in Costa Rica and the families and the ministries that I got to be a part of there have a huge place in my heart and truly changed my life forever. We celebrated my 21st birthday together, and then she sent me back with a 5, a 10, a 15, and a 20-year life plan. Now, did that plan go exactly as I had written down and planned and strategized and dug deep to figure out what was going to happen? No, not at all. But what did happen is we got to continue our friendship, and now almost 15 years later, she and I get to Zoom together from the room that I had a bunk bed in that is now her office, knocked out, renovated, and she is changing the landscape, literally, of the country one day at a time as she runs the RE/MAX Costa Rica office, headquarters, whatever it is that you do there, and she's just started Ocean's Edge and a business as missions center. Hannah, you have taught me to live life to its fullest. You taught me not to worry about what everyone else expects of you, but to do what it is that God has called you to. You taught me about the power of a plan and also the value of and freedom if the plan doesn't go according to what we had written down. You teach me the value of faithfulness day after day, of honesty. You teach me to return to joy no matter what, and to trust in a God that is bigger than we could ever hope or dream or imagine, and to lean into that day after day, to lean into His strength and His word and His ways. Thank you so much for your invitation all those years ago, and for your continued support and encouragement back to the things that matter most. You taught me what it meant to reimagine, to reinvent, and to reinvite. And I am honored and thankful to be on this journey with you, excited to see what the next 15 years brings. Keep changing the world, one day at a time. Aloha.